Beaners, welcome back. Sorry we're a day late, but it has been a rough couple days for your Beaner boys.
And for just comics in general.
The comedy community, the world. I mean, literally, MLB players, and family and friends. We lost a great one, a legend, Brody Stevens. R.I.P. Brody. Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Push. Believe.
Positive energy.
You got it.
Arms crossed. Negative.
Arms crossed. Negative. You know what I'm saying? Just one of the funniest motherfuckers, man. One of the funniest motherfuckers. You guys know we work at the Comedy Store. You know we're both still door guys. So our job is to be there all night. That's our job. Be there all night, watch the show. And Brody Stevens closed out the main room.
Countless times.
That's what he did the Kennison spot, which is the last spot in the main room, and he did it all the time. So we work there, so we have to be there all the time. So I've seen this. I've only been there 2 years. Other people have seen this a million more times. Just in my 2 years, I've seen this at least 50 to 100 times, okay? Along with all the other times I've seen him as well. But this is just the main room, closing out the main room.
Yeah.
And I'm sad that you guys won't get to see it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's like something that it's just... That experience is gone from the world now.
From the world. It was an experience, and it was one of the best and coolest experiences. And I'm so, R.I.P. Brody Stevens, I just want to say, bro, I'm so thankful, dog, that I got to be a part of it, and I got to know you and get cool with you these last 2 years, bro, and just talk to you in a lot, man. I thank the Comedy Store for letting me park these motherfuckers' cars, because I get cool with all these motherfuckers, man. And they're some of the best guys in the world, and we lost one of the absolute best. And he was the nicest dude, man. And he was the funniest motherfucker. And it's a lot.
It's just not fair, almost. It's just life.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just I know for all the young comics, he went out of his way to make sure to get to know you.
Yeah.
And that's not something people normally do. And I know a lot of the young comics really appreciate that.
So much, dude. Because comics from our level all the way up to David Spade level are hurting like crazy because he had that kind of an impact, man. And that's a really special person. That's a special person when you're that kind of a legend. You know what I mean? And also just a almost 30 year vet in the game of comedy and fucking earned all of his stripes. And it was fucking awesome to watch him work. And he was so funny. And at the end of the day, he was so fucking funny. Yes!
You got it.
Push!
R.I.P. Brody.
R.I.P. bro. Now, let's get into some gay shit. As Brody would say, 10%.
Before we start this week's movie, we got to talk about Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, not just regular gay shit. This is gay shit with a reason.
Yeah.
Movie gay shit.
Yeah.
Ang Lee. What's up? How'd you feel, buddy?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Come on, right?
It's just a love story. Star-crossed lovers. It's just
How's that sexual tension treating you?
Crazy. Yo, it's good that they broke it when they did because it was like,
dude,
heavy.
Come on, man. This is getting hot. I'm sweating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking sweating right now thinking about it.
Palms are sweaty, man.
Dude, watching them get ready in the truck while they're waiting in the beginning, this is like, what is happening?
This is like, I don't think porn is this hot.
It's not, dude. Yeah. It's not hot as two guys trying not to look at each other.
Yeah. It's like, oh God, this is so weird. This is taboo, and it's just two guys looking at each other.
You're and doing the whole you know what I mean? It's like, oh, what's this deep? And then they're herding sheep. The shots of the sheep, come on, up that mountain. That was beautiful.
Heath Ledger was an unbelievable actor.
Heath Ledger was so good.
Holy shit. I mean, Gyllenhaal was good, but like Heath was just like next level to me.
Heath Ledger was great. Gyllenhaal to me's character was more interesting.
Yeah, like who he was, like
that's an interesting human being, bro. Because he's a gay man. I just also never looked at it from his
Texas.
Point of view. Yeah, and he's the gay one. He's gay. He's just as in love as much as Heath Ledger. Don't get me wrong. They're both the same amount in love. But he's actually gay.
Yeah, he needs it. Well, Heath Ledger's like, I just need it from one person. You know what Heath is? Heath is just someone who who didn't change with the times. Like, I think, because he grew up, he saw that gay guy being dragged around and like he thought his dad did it, so it's like, Jesus. He stayed a ranch hand even though his wife wanted him to move in the city and find a job. The reason why they ended up getting divorced in the long run is because he couldn't provide for his kids. Remember, it was he was about to fuck and she was like, I'll give you a kid if you can provide for it. And he got off of her and literally the next scene was the divorce.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like
Because he didn't want to. Yeah, you're right. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah, and
There
it's like,
was no want.
and as he was getting older, being in a farm is something that that went away.
And Homeboy, ooh, good point. Homeboy, he didn't want to change because Homeboy, he gets divorced. Homeboy shows up next day.
Yeah.
Next day,
Yeah.
like what's good.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I don't want to change. And it's like, bro, that's why like Gyllenhaal's just like, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Gyllenhaal was giving it a shot. He was like, I'm gonna.
He left his wife that day, son.
Yeah.
He was like, what's up?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about her.
Whew. And then
we
he
got
paid
some
the price for it.
Mexican booty.
Well, I mean, I don't think he was as happy as that. That was a very sad scene.
Oh, that Mexican booty?
Yeah, that Mexican booty.
I don't blame him though.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him, but he wasn't coming out. He wasn't going there out of a place of happiness. That's for sure.
He needed that nut, baby.
Yeah, that he couldn't get, that he wanted so badly.
Oh, real nut.
Yeah, and then he died. They fucking
Got
killed
murdered.
him for being gay.
He got murdered for
Fucking,
being gay.
that's fucking sucks, dude. I think we've talked about this. There's nothing gayer.
Funnier.
Oh, well, and nothing. There's nothing gayer than killing someone for being gay.
Yeah, you really want to suck a dick.
Yeah, dude, that's the gayest. That's way gayer than sucking dick.
Yeah.
Because that's like, man, you think about where this guy is putting his penis that badly. Like, it bothers you that much.
Because you want to do it.
He's sticking it in all these asses that aren't mine. That's what it is.
Yeah, bro. Imagine, God, yeah, you want it so bad. How dare this guy get to do it?
Yeah.
You're a hater.
You are a hater. It's like, bro, how do you give a shit?
Just go suck some dicks on the low.
Yeah, who cares? Like, you care that much what other people do when they fuck?
You murdered a guy on the low. Suck a dick on the low, bro.
Yeah,
It's the same extreme, I think.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's great. That's fucking crazy, though. That's crazy, though, to murder a nigga for being gay.
Right?
Or for any. I mean, I guess, okay. It's probably crazy to murder somebody. Let's start there.
But there are reasons for it.
Great. There's a lot of good reasons.
A lot of good reasons.
OJ? But that movie is nuts. Also, man, the scene of that nigga, that Heath Ledger, that's where that man, you're right, because the acting, that nigga's chops are. And I told you this the other day. I hate that we only got to see like 2 from him, because we got to see the rom-coms and all the movies from building up. He's not really acting, but he ain't doing nothing. It ain't nothing like you watch 10 Things I Hate About You and go, whoa, you know what I mean?
Such nuance.
Yeah. But then that nigga hit us with this, and the world was like, whoa, what the fuck? Who? Heath Ledger's for real. And then he hit us with Dark Knight, boom, back to back. And I hate that because it was like, man, what was coming? I really think he was gonna have like a Christian Bale kind of career where it was just bam, 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 great project.
Because I remember this is the funniest thing of the movie to me is besides the murder was so like they're getting older, right? And so Jake Gyllenhaal pretty much looks like Jake Gyllenhaal but with like a mustache.
Yeah.
They just, but like Heath looks and feels like an old man.
Well, he gains and loses weight and
but you can it's almost like you feel the years on him.
Yeah.
The scene
looks weathered.
He looks very weathered. Oh man, the scene where he's in the diner by himself eating a piece of pie, and
his ex-girl comes up.
His ex-girl
from
comes
Freaks
and Geeks.
Yeah.
And then that scene, I was like, oh my God, Ledger's unbelievable.
And then homegirl doesn't even care about the dude she's with. I thought that was so funny. She was like, come on, shut up.
Yeah, that was so unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was so great. What else? There's something else I wanted to say. Oh, I just thought this was interesting. The other guy that Gyllenhaal ends up shacking up with.
Yeah.
You only see him for that one scene. He's the sheriff from Stranger Things.
That's who he is. He looks familiar.
He looks very familiar.
And he's also he was in he was the mayor in the Green Hornet.
Oh.
You ever seen the Green Hornet?
No.
I'll put that to the list, baby.
Yeah.
I love the Green Hornet. A lot
I think
of people didn't like it, and I really
more
liked
people
it.
are on my side with that movie. Of not having
You know
seen
what?
it.
I mean, people are wrong. People were wrong about the Star Wars Phantom Menace. People are probably wrong about that. That's
and
Phantom Menace, right? Is that the one I'm...
Yeah, that's the one
Jar Jar Binks?
That's the one you love.
That's one.
What's it called? And then what's it? The girl, Heath Ledger's wife.
Homegirl.
Yeah, she was the
Homegirl.
Yeah, Homegirl. She was the lead woman in Venom.
Oh shit, she was the lead woman in Venom.
Venom.
Venom, naked with the
Venom.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's why they call it window pane.
Best line of all time.
Yo, Eminem's fucking hilarious. But no, she is the man. I forgot about that. Yeah, this movie is unbelievably casted, unbelievably written. Perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah.
This is a really good movie.
Very adult movie.
Really? In what scene? Which scene did it get adult for you? Was it the sheep herding?
But even what's it called? Even like in the terms of like the depth of like the relationship and like what these guys are doing to live, it's like I think I fully appreciate it as an adult. I was like, I think as like a teenager, I'd be like, look at them, they're gay or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't get past that. But like as an adult, I was like, oh my God, this is like a relationship movie.
Yeah. I got past it in high school, bro, because I remember two niggas, and this Jackson, it was my boy Justin Smith and Jackson Blancett, and this is acting class 3, our junior year, and they did a scene for Brokeback Mountain, and it was a big deal, because everybody was like, oh, it's gay, they're doing a gay scene, it was crazy, and then our teacher, who was this acting teacher, who talked like this.
Of course.
Yo, bro, relax!
Yeah.
Brother E. God damn, I can't remember his name. Yeah. But he talked like that, and then he was like, we will respect this scene, gentlemen. I swear to God. And we will show class. Begin! Right? And then these niggas did this. They did the scene, you know, you've been going down to Mexico, fooling. You know, they did that scene where like they're pushing each other and shit. Yeah. And, like, it's so deep. I'm a junior in high school, and I was like, I thought it was beautiful when they did it, nigga. Yeah. No bullshit, bro. I saw them do it, and I was like, this is beautiful. And then I watched the movie like a couple days later, man. Yeah. And I was only mature enough because I would have been immature too. I was only mature enough because I saw that scene and I was like, damn, this is kind of deep. Yeah. And then I watched the movie and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, this was way better than Crash.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Way better than Crash.
Yeah, dude, like way better than Crash. I can't believe it lost.
I told my dad how good it was, and he was like, you're gay.
Did he? That's so funny.
That's exactly what he said.
I was like, this seems like the exact type of movie Ricky would watch, just to be like, no.
Dude,
he likes movies.
Yeah, he loves movies. Like Tarzan.
That's fair.
Not the cartoon one. The motherfucking human one. Yo, Dad, you know I love you, but that's so crazy. You were like, you gotta watch Tarzan. And me and Sam watched it like, and I'm also gonna recommend World. You gotta watch Tarzan. And we're gonna do it on this podcast because you do have to watch it at some point.
That's funny.
He wasn't wrong. He's always right.
And that's Brokeback Mountain.
R.I.P. Brody. We're back. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you. We do appreciate it.
Hassan?
Mm-hmm.
You excited?
I'm excited.
Do you know what we're doing today? Could you even guess? Could you try?
Something light.
Think we're doing something light?
Yes. Something fun.
Something fun.
Last week was a lot. Brokeback Mountain was a lot, and I think you would want to watch something fun too.
Isn't it fun that you guys already know? Hassan, why don't you go ahead before we start and tell me really quick.
Okay.
What happens in the motion movie picture Swingers?
Huh. You know, I don't want to. Man, you know what? I've heard of this movie before. And I know people like it. It's like one of those like what's it called? Cult classics, I think. The people who like not a lot of people know about it, but the people who like it like it. What happens in it though? There's probably like they're probably like this couple that are swingers, and they go around and they have sex with other people and then con them out of shit, probably. You know?
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean? They're like, yeah. There's like a stealing aspect to it.
Do you know who's in it? Who or do you know?
I know. Okay, I know a couple little things about it. I used to listen to Doug Love Movies a lot, so I know Jon Favreau's in it.
Okay.
I know that, and then it's like I think there's two main characters that are guys though, so already this couple idea is kind of out the window.
Go ahead,
but I'm gonna keep it. And then they con.
This could be another guy in your movie still.
Yeah. They con this one guy who sort of catches on.
Okay.
And that's Favreau. And Favreau's like, all right, let me in on the game. And they teach him the ropes and they show him the ropes. He's probably like, this is a comedy probably, so he's probably not very good with women. And they sort of teach him how to do that, and then sort of like learn, and the climax is they
what's the conflict in the climax?
They attempt a steal. They steal off this high class target, so that they want, and then you think you don't know who's conning who. You know what I mean? It's one of those until the very end.
How's it end?
Favreau comes out on top.
Oh, he comes out on top?
Yeah, Favreau comes out on top. He's likable.
Wait, he comes out on top of what?
He comes out, what's it called?
On top of the swinging con?
Yeah, he comes on top of all the cons.
Like he walks away like the end of Ocean's 11.
Yeah, he walks away with he walks away with everything. He walks away because they try to con him, and he's like, I saw the con coming.
And he conned them all.
Yeah.
And it ends like a scene from 21 where like you see how he did it, or like
no, you don't. No, it doesn't like go over that, but you sort of know how he did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's Swingers.
That's Swingers.
Wow. Wow. Dude, you're so good at those guesses. You're so good at these guesses. Wow. Don't even know where to even start there.
Well, you should start with the movie.
I'll start with the movie because your guess was great. Don't know what happened, but I liked what you said. So,
yeah.
Movie starts when you hear applause, right?
Yes.
Credits start rolling. You hear like house band music, like and then and then like Vegas shit. You're nobody till somebody loves you. So find yourself somebody to love, like that shit. And then you see all these crazy shots of LA, right? And then credits roll, names roll, lots of pictures, people, just pictures and pictures and pictures and credits and credits and credits. Swingers, all right? This goes on for a while. The movie was in the 90s, so like that opening long credit kind of thing. So we finally see two guys talking at a diner, all right? And they're talking about whether this guy should call this girl or not. And it's Jon Favreau. It's our lead, okay?
Okay.
He also wrote this movie, by the way.
He's a talented dude.
Very talented.
Yeah.
And he is talking to the lead dude from Office Space. Remember him?
Yeah.
You seen Office Space?
Yeah.
He's talking to young. They're both young as shit. I'm talking about young 20s. They look like kids. It's crazy, okay? So, and then so they're talking about whether he should call this girl, and he's talking about what he should do. And the Office Space guy's like, you should just pretend to forget about her, until she comes back. That's what you got to do. And then that's what he's telling him he's gonna do. He's like, I'm just gonna pretend that I forgot about her, and then she'll come back to me. And the friend's like, that won't. He's like, that's not gonna work. He's like, why is that not gonna work? He's like, because they know not to come back until you really forget. He's like, fuck. And he was like, so that's the rub. He's like, yeah. He's like, and then they keep talking about it, and then Favreau goes, man, I'm sorry, I keep talking about the same thing with you over and over again, man. And the guy's like, no, it's okay. He's like, no, it's just, you're the only one I can talk to about her, man. So really, thank you. And he's like, man, it's all good. Gets home that night, right? He goes, gets a call. He goes, he checks his voicemail. When he gets home late and he just checks his voicemail and says, you have 4 messages. Okay. Message 1. Boop. Hey, gorgeous, it's Trent. You got to get that girl out of your head, bro. All right. And then right there, just erase. He hits erase like before the guy keeps talking, right?
Right.
And then it skips to the next message, and it's all just people asking about the breakup. So just erase. Hey, man, you got to get over it. Erase. Like, you know what I mean? And then the last one is grandma, and she's like, hey, sweetie, it's your grandma. And he smiles. She's like, did you get that part on that TV show? You never told me if you got that. Boop. Erase. And it's like, you have no more messages. And then he puts his heads down, and then the machine goes, you have to keep things in perspective. And then he doesn't say anything. She doesn't deserve you. And he's like, that's great advice. And then he grabs the phone, and then he goes, I'm trying to make, and she goes, you are better than her. He's like, I'm trying to make a call. And she goes, are you calling her? No, I'm not calling her. So he calls, yo, what up? Yo, what up, Trent? Yo, what's up, man? Come out. And Trent's like, yo, come out to this party with me tonight, baby. He's like, I can't come out. What do you mean you can't? I got a pilot audition at 9 a.m. I'm still going out to this thing. Man, I don't want to go out. Come on, baby. There'll be beautiful babies there. Come on, it's going to be babies. Oh, come on, bro. I don't want to do this. Come on, Mike. Come on. Come on, brother. Just go back and forth. Not tonight. You know what I mean? And then he goes, why don't you want to come out tonight? He goes, because we're going to spend half the night looking for one party. And then we're going to get there. And then you're going to be like, oh, this party sucks. And then we're going to go to another party. And you're going to be like, this party sucks. And then we're going to end up doing the same shit and go to the same diner that we always go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, just complaining. And he's like, oh, come on. He's like, oh, no. And then all the girls are fucking skanks. And they're all dirty LA whores. And I don't want to talk to them. And they don't want to talk to me. And all the guys who do end up talking to them are fucking nasty guys. Favreau's just going off, right? He hates everything. And his friend's like, man, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. And he's like, what? He's like, we're going to Vegas tonight. He's like, I'm not going to Vegas tonight. He's like, yo, you're going to Vegas. I'm not going to Vegas. You got to listen to me. Are you listening to me? Yeah, I'm listening to you. Now hear me out. Okay. I want you to wear something nice. And the guy starts laughing. No, you're coming to Vegas. I'm not. We're not going to Vegas. Cut to, all right? He's in a suit in a car. And he's like, all right, I only have this much I'm gambling, okay? He's like, all right, so we got to work the system. We got to make sure we do certain things so we get comp-free stuff.
It's I like the pacing. It's very fast-paced.
Oh, dude, I love this movie. Hour and 30-something minutes.
Oh, great.
You know what I mean? Just that classic. It's and you're absolutely right on the cult classic. I didn't want to give that away. But this is one of those movies that not everybody saw it, but if you saw it, you love it because it's just shot beautifully. It's tight. It's like, oh, it's
funny.
Funny, and and the storyline, you're kind of like, what's gonna you're kind of interested, right?
This is fast. Like I blinked and I was like, we're here now.
But but did you forget everything? You're with me, right?
I know what's going on. I know what's going on.
Don't you love a movie like that?
Yeah. He's gone through a breakup. He didn't get the part that he thought he was gonna get. Now he's going to Vegas.
And he's got a friend who's really like, come on, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got a crazy friend.
Okay. So we see our other lead. Camera pans over to the Trent character, Vince Vaughn.
Fuck yeah.
They're both, dude. Rudy, Vince Vaughn. You're young, bro. They are young boys.
Yeah, they work together a lot, huh?
Oh yeah, they started together. I mean, they've been boys for a long time since Rudy. That's where they met.
I feel like these two have popped up the most on Spoil the Beans.
Yeah, bro. They really have. Oh my God,
Favreau,
Rudy.
We get a lot of Favreau,
and they always come together.
Yeah, Rudy.
The breakup.
Yeah, and
then now this.
Yeah.
Wow, and none of these on purpose. I just genuinely love these three movies. This one especially because it has that cult classic feel. And I love movies like this.
All right.
That Big Lebowski vibe, you know. So they're in the suit and they're going back and forth, you know, about like how much he's gonna gamble and they're gonna get comp free stuff. And then Vince is talking shit. He's like, oh, they're gonna give Daddy a room, baby. They're gonna give Daddy a room and all the goods, blah blah blah. And then John's like, yo, where's your suit? Because he's got on just like a t-shirt and shit. Right. He's like, oh, it's in the back. And then he starts, take me home. He's like, why? He's like, because you're not in the suit. You got to do this right. You got to show up in the suit. You got to show up and make sure they know. He's like, oh, come on, all right, I'll put it on. So he's putting the suit on while he's driving. They're just arguing and they're talking shit, but then they're just yelling, Vegas, baby, Vegas, and they're so happy, Vegas. Cut to next scene. They're now in their car and they're all calm and it's quiet. And it's driving. And then Vince's like, Vegas, right? He's like, yeah, Vegas. And then slow music starts playing, the cut to, right? And they're getting gas, and then Favreau's asleep. Like, it's just showing, like, how I love that.
Like
it's a long drive.
It is to actually get to Vegas.
Like, if you blow your nut in the beginning, the rest of the drive is going to be that.
Yeah.
So, Favreau's asleep, and finally Vince, he's driving, he sees the light, and he's like, hey, Vegas! Vegas, baby, Vegas. You see the lights in the distance, you know what I mean? And then big band music, that house, you know, like Sinatra kind of music starts playing. And then they're driving through that classic shot of driving through the strip with the top down. You know what I mean? Dope ass and red convertible. And Vince looks great. It's like, oh, they look really cool. Just the top down, young. They're both fucking really good shape. You know what I mean? So they look really good. Yeah. And then
that's nice.
Yeah. So
everyone's young.
Yeah, everybody's just really young.
Yeah.
They get out and, you know, Vince tips the driver and it's all slow-mo and then they stroll into the casino. Great shots, by the way. Unbelievable shots. And then they walk in and it's all cool and the camera pans around and then it like cuts to like not slow-mo and like reality. And then they look and it's just all old people. Like everyone's over 90.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then Favreau starts complaining immediately. And Vince is like, no, this is good, baby. This is what we want. You mean they don't get high rollers like us. You know what I mean? We're special. Trust me. And he's like, no, this is stupid. And then right then Vince bumps into a waitress. And she's like, oh, excuse me. He grabs her and he goes, hey, honey, I want you to remember this face. And he points at Favreau. He's like, this is the guy behind the guy. Behind the guy. And she's like, and then she walks off, right? Yeah. And he's like, yo, will you cut that shit out? And he's like, what? But she smiled, baby. She smiled. You know, very Vince Vaughn. Just that very Vince Vaughn, fast, like, so, like, already, like, oh, he was finding his cadence, you know? And he's like,
that's the way I put it, finding his cadence.
He was finding that because now his cadence is, you can do an impression of Vince Vaughn. Well, you know, what are you going to do? You're talking fast, you're talking like this, you know?
Wow,
what are we doing?
Right.
Like, but he was finding it then. It was cool to see he had a young version of it then. So they're, you know, he's talking about how he's going to get laid, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you just got to play it cool, daddy. So they're arguing. They're just that kind of friendship, too. Just arguing the whole time. You know what I mean? And Vince goes, don't worry about me, man. I look like the money, okay? I look like the bomb. All right? All we got to do is look at that table over there. We're going to go over there. We're going to make our scene, baby. And they show this blackjack table with like this old rich white guy. He's winning. He's got two bad hot bitches with him. And they're all playing with like big money, right? So they walk over and he says, hey, I'll start with 300. This is Favreau. And he's all nervous, right? And he doesn't understand the rules because he's trying to hand the guy 300. He's like, got to put the money on the table, sir. And then he's like, And everybody's looking at it. It's like, and it's they let it sit and be awkward, you know? And he's like, put the money on the table, sir. And he drops it, and the guy's like, changing 300, and he changes it, and it's just 3 chips. And he goes, can I get smaller chips? And he's like, yes, you could, sir, but this is a $100 minimum table. And then he's like, and then the guy goes, perhaps you'll be more comfortable at that table. And he points to like a kiddie table, like pretty much, like the tourist table, you know. And then and then, like the girls kind of laugh, and he's like, you know what I mean, like buffs up, he doesn't move, right? So the waitress comes back, the one that he talked to at the beginning, the guy behind the guy. She comes back, and then she gets his drink from him. He's all nervous, and he tries to say a joke. Nobody laughs, you know. Makes you just look like an idiot.
He just looks bad. Yeah. Ooh, I can feel it. Just like trying to be something you're not right now.
Oh yeah. So they play a hand, right? He gets a 6 and a 5. He gets 11.
Mm-hmm.
Vince is like, double down. You know, you gotta always double down on 11 in blackjack, right? And so they argue, and they're arguing. And he's like, I don't want to double down. It's too much money. I don't want to bet that much money. Blah blah blah. He's like, double down. And then he's like, and then finally he agrees and he does it, right? When he gets to him, and they, like everybody at the table's kind of looking at him because they see them just arguing, you know. And he splits it, and he ends up getting 18. Right. And then Vince's like, yeah. So they feel good. Dealer gets 21.
Oof.
Blackjack, you know. So it cuts to, right? He looks at him. Cut to their next thing. They're at the kiddie table, like with a bunch of like tourists, pretty much, right? And they're still arguing about double down and what they shouldn't have, blah blah blah. And then while they're arguing, this old lady goes, "Oh, old lady goes, 21," and she was like, "Okay," and she's like, "I think it's your turn." And then the guy goes, "No, you won." And she goes, "Oh, I won?" And they're like, "Yeah, you won." And then they look at her and they're like, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I've never won before." She wins a bunch of money, and then the pit boss comes down. And he's like, "Lady, how would you like a hotel room and a free breakfast?" She was like, "Well, you know, I think I'd love that." And she's like, "Well, why don't you come with us? You're such a great sport." Blah blah blah. And they just are looking at this bitch like, so mad, bro. They're so fucking mad. So they're arguing more, right? Favreau's pissed. And he's telling Vince how he's down $200 and this is bullshit, right? And he asks Vince how much he's down. And Vince is like, "Oh, I'm down he's like, I'm down a lot too, man." He goes, "You know the exact number. Don't fuck with me. How much are you down?" He's like, "I'm down $20. And he's like, "Oh, see?" He's like, "What? I got hot at the craps table. What do you want from me, baby? I got hot." And then he's like, No, that's my point. You're a winner. I'm a loser. I'm always a loser. And you're always a winner. And it's annoying, blah, 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 right? And he's like, "Oh, baby, don't talk that way. Come on, you know?" And he's like, "Can we just go? He's like, "Hey, baby, look at me. You're money, all right? You're money. You're a big winner. Who's the big winner here? Hey, everybody, who's the big winner here? Mikey's the big winner." Just like, you know,
Jesus.
Very Vince Vaughn. Yeah. Just like, you know, Mikey's the big winner. That's who. He's like, "Will you stop that shit?" Right then the waitress comes back and she's like, "Hey, I've been looking for you for an hour for this fucking drink that you made me get for you, blah, blah, blah." And then she kind of like starts complaining to her and then they start flirting a little bit, right?
Okay. So
Trent orders another drink from her. And then he goes, "And now I want you to hurry back, all right? I'm going to time you now. 1, 2, 3, come on, 4. Like, right, he's yelling at, and then Favreau's looking like, "You asshole." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Why would you do that?" He's like, "What do you mean, baby? What? She loved it." He's like, "You're a fucking asshole." He's like, No, baby. She was smiling, baby. Come on." It's like, "Dude, you were fucking, that was so demeaning." He's like, "Man, you don't realize how money that was." He's like, "No, she's not going to." He's like, "Trust me, you're going to see when she comes back with the drink." He's like, "She's not bringing back the drink. Are you out of your mind?" He's like, "Man, fuck this. I'm tired. Let's go." And he's like, and Trent's like, "Dude, we gotta stay. She likes you." He's like, "Man, she doesn't like me. If she doesn't like anybody, she likes you." He's like, "Who cares? She likes me. She likes you. When she comes back, we're gonna get her to get a couple of her friends and we're gonna party, baby. You know, like, come on." He's like, "Look, man, I don't care. I'm not attracted to her. I'm not attracted to any of these girls. I just keep thinking of my girl. All right." And then he's like, "I can't listen to them when they're talking when all I'm thinking about is her." And then Trent's like, "You think I'm listening to these bitches? I just put on the smile, I let them talk, and Trent comes out looking like a big old sweetie."
Oh God, this is funny.
Oh, dude. Yeah. And so he's talking shit. And then he goes, "Man."
A lot of arguing in this movie, huh?
The whole movie.
Great.
So she comes back.
Great
and
movie.
He's flirting with,
bad boys.
Oh, very bad boy.
Yeah.
So she finally comes back and he's like, "Whoa." And then Trent starts flirting with her and he tells her to call one of her friends and meet them at this other place when she gets off. She's like, "Okay." And he's like, "All right." And then she walks off. And then it cut to, they're at a diner, right? And then Favreau's looking at him like, "Dude, you're so money. You're so money. That was like some Jedi shit." And then he's like, "Yeah, man." Trent's like, girls don't like that sensitive shit, bro. They don't want to hear about puppy dogs and ice cream and all that shit, all right? They don't want you to pretend that you're wasting their time." And then the Favreau goes like, "I know, you're right." He's like, "But I just get in my head with this thing of like, oh, I want to be a gentleman and a good guy." And he's like, "Hey, respect my ass. Fuck that shit. Women want honesty. Okay, that's what they want. Nothing wrong with letting them know you're money and you want to party." I love that line. Nothing wrong with letting them know you're money and you want to party. So the waitress comes up, right, from the diner, and Favreau tries to flirt with her. by saying like a Renaissance, like a really smart Renaissance reference, like way over the top reference.
Yeah.
And she looks at him like, the fuck is he talking about? And she walks off, right? And then he starts beating himself up. Like, oh my God, she didn't get it. I was like an idiot. She didn't even get my reference, blah, blah, blah. And then Trent's like, hey, we got our own honeys. Don't worry about that, honey. It's all good. Don't worry about it. And then Favreau looks over and he's like, excuse me, miss, we have somewhere to be. Can you hurry up, please? And she's like, hold on, Voltaire. And then she looks at her and she walks off, and now he feels like a bigger idiot because she did get the reference. It just wasn't funny. You know what I mean?
Oof.
I love it because it's so subtle. Because the Trent guy goes like, oh, she did get it.
Yeah. Oh, God, you swung and missed hard on that one. That's a big swing and a miss.
Because he was shitting on her because saying he's like, oh, she's an idiot. She didn't get my, like, blaming it on her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, these Vegas waitresses don't, blah, blah, blah.
It's all on you.
No, bro, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. It's so funny. So they get to the Bamboo Lounge. All right, this is where they're meeting the girls. The music is really cool, and the shots of them coming in the club are like these slow motion, like long winding shots. They're really great, and they don't shoot stuff like this anymore. It's just annoying. So they meet their girls, right? It is. They just don't shoot cool shit like this anymore. Like the way the shots look. They just don't. I mean, obviously some movies do, but I'm not fucking retarded. But this is like a low budget indie film, so it's like this isn't Avatar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're doing cool shots with like no money, clearly, which is really cool. So.
Time and effort. You'd think and thought.
Yes, you know what it is. They're like, oh, how we have a low budget camera, but how can we make this look as high budget as possible? Mm-hmm. Just time it. They put thought into each shot, and you can tell. So they meet with their girls, right? And the girls are like, oh, we almost gave up on you guys. We were late, and Trent's playing all cool. He's like, oh, sorry, ladies, blah blah blah. The friend that the girl brought is really hot, and she's dressed like Dorothy from The Wiz. Okay. And she's telling him how she just got off work. She works at the MGM Grand. She's a Dorothy at one of the jobs there, right?
Right.
And then he looks, Favreau goes, well, we aren't in Kansas anymore. And they all look at him. And then she goes, well, what do you do? And he goes, I'm a comedian. He's a comic.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh,
right?
Whoa. Whoa. I forgot about the whole LA aspect of it. Now, he didn't get the job he wanted.
Now you're coming. I know. I was like, I knew you were gonna love this movie.
I relate to him.
Yeah, it's coming whole differently now, baby. We just get started with the comic references.
Okay.
But it's not about being a comic, which I love. He just is a comic.
Okay.
So, well, we'll get into that too.
Mm-hmm.
So, where am I? Okay, so he tells her he's a comic, right? Mm-hmm. And then they look at him kind of crazy, and then they ask, like, well, do you do gigs in Vegas? And then in a roundabout way, he says no, right? And then they start asking more questions about, like, whether he has a booker or this or that, and then he gets all stumped, and he's like, no, I kind of don't have, and he just looks real stupid. And then they kind of, like, ignore him, and they go, well, what do you do to Trent? And then he goes, I'm a producer. And they go, cool. He just looks at him like,
yeah, just lie.
Yeah.
It's Vegas.
Just say something, bro.
Yeah.
So
she's Dorothy. You know what I mean? Like, it's relax.
He thought comedian was gonna be cool, but then he just had no follow-up answers when they asked him, like,
also, comedian's not that cool.
It's not that cool. Unless you're really a comedian.
No. And even then, they kind of have to see you do it.
And then it's cool.
Yeah. Like, comedian just as a, No.
Producer's like.
That's vague. You can give vague answers.
Vague as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
So they cut to, they're at like a trailer now, or like a trailer park, and rock music's playing, and they're all drinking beers, and it's early in the morning, right? And Trent is telling, Vince Vaughn's telling the story of an audition, okay? He's saying how he went in, he's telling this great story about how he went into this after-school special, and he said he was reading for the part of brother, right?
Right.
And he said he was reading, and he's like, Mike, and he's saying, Mikey, I was money. Okay, I practiced all week, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm telling you, I'm reading, and the girl I'm reading with, honestly, guys, she starts crying. And everybody's like, oh, really? He's like, no. They're like, get out of here. He's like, no, she starts crying. I swear to God. And then I look up, bro, and everyone's crying, right? And I finish reading, and then I did one of these. I hold up my finger like, I need a minute. You know what I mean? And I look down, and then he goes, I put my head down, and then we sit in silence. I swear to God, Mikey, girls, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, we're sitting there. Nobody's saying nothing, not a sound. And then I look up, and they rip up in applause, and they're like, and everybody stands up, and they're on their feet, and I'm crying, and everybody's crying, and I swear to God, even the camera guy's crying, and they're like, no, not the camera guy. And he's like, yeah, the camera guy's crying. Not so much for my reading. I think he had his own personal things going on. But he was crying. Like,
that's
so
funny.
Vince Vaughn just like that.
Yeah.
You know? And he goes,
He's just gripping everyone with the story.
yeah, and then but throwing in little quickies.
Yeah.
And so he goes, telling me how great I am. The producer's saying this and that. And he goes, and then they go, Trent, I have to be honest, you might be a little old for this part. And then I go, how old is the role? I know I'm tall, but I look young. Right? Girls and the girls are like, you look so young. He's like, yeah. So, and the guy looks at me with a straight face and he goes, 11 years old. And then the Favreau guy goes, and you said what? Double down? And then everybody laughs, right? Everybody laughs. And he goes, but and he's like, no, but I was mad. He's like, I'm 24. Why call me in? You knew I was fucking 24. You saw my goddamn picture. You saw me standing in the lobby with 11-year-olds. You know what I mean? He's going off, and then like everybody's kind of laughing. And then the girl, the waitress from earlier, not the Dorothy chick, she's so into him now. She's just like, you know what I mean? She's just into him, all right? And then it's quiet for a second, and then she goes, how rude of me. I never gave you the full tour. And he's like, oh, yeah. And then she takes him back to the room, and they close the door. It's on. Fucking. All right? So Favreau and Homegirl, they're flirting, right? They show them they're kind of flirting, like holding hands a little bit. And then it cuts back into the room. He's already like smashing, and then he stops and he goes, let me just check on my boy real quick. And then he comes out and he opens the door and he looks out, and from the angle, it looks like they're making out, him and Homegirl, because she's like right in front of him, and her head's moving and his head's moving, and he smiles and he goes back to girl. And then it cuts back to Favreau, and then she goes, 6 years is a long time. And then they're just talking really close, and he's all sad, and she's like just like into it, like she's just like that. And then she goes, well, you don't break it off clean, blah, blah, blah. She's probably going to come back. He's like, oh, she's with someone else already. And she goes, it won't last, honey. It's okay. She goes, it's just a rebound. He goes, but we were a rebound, and we lasted 6 years. And she goes, yeah, but how long was the relationship before that? And he goes, 6 years. And she goes, so right then he goes, I gotta call my voicemails. I gotta check and see if she called. And she's like, I understand. He goes, is that okay? I'm so sorry. He goes, no, it's okay. He's such a pussy, bro. He's just the biggest pussy. And then he goes to the door, the Trent door. Trent. So Trent opens the door like a little bit, and you just see a hand come out with a condom, and like this, like take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, I gotta use the phone. And Trent goes, later. He's like, no, man, I need to use it right now. The guy goes, later, man. Sorry, Trent. And Trent, I got to use the phone. I got to interrupt. I'm sorry. And then the girl, like, he's like, oh, you're Trent. Go, hold on. And then the girl comes out with like Trent's blazer on. She's clearly naked. She comes out, and then he comes out with like just a pillow, like on his dick. And then he comes out and he's naked, and they both sit on the couch, and they're all just looking at him like this. And he's like, you guys hadn't been in there long, so I didn't think I interrupted anything. And they're just looking at him.
That's funny.
And so he goes in. It's one of those kind of comedies, but it's not laugh out loud. It's just like that cult classic, like where you're like, oh, bro.
Yeah. Jesus. It's like you cringe almost. It's cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of cringing happening in cult classics.
It is. Like when you watch like a Big Lebowski, it is just you going,
yeah. Why?
But you can watch it over and over again. That's what makes it interesting. So he goes in and he calls, check his voicemails, right? And then outside, Vince is sitting there with the pillow on his dick, and the girl, Dorothy girl, is telling the other girl everything. And the other girl's like, oh my God. Like she's like falling, and it's just ruining the vibe, and Vince is just like, he's so mad, right? So he has no voicemails, of course.
Yeah.
So, they come out, he comes out, and then the girls are like, did she call? And he goes, and then they go, and they run up and they hug him, and they're all crying. And Vince is just sitting there, right? And then the one girl goes, I'm going to make a cup of coffee. We got to talk about this, right? And then she goes, and Vince is just like, what the fuck? So cuts to.
That's really funny.
All right? So cut to, they're now driving back to LA. Like, they're on the side of the road. I love this shot because it's the shot of Vince he's pissing, side of the road. You can see a sign that says LA 278 miles out.
Yeah.
Like the actual sign. And it's just that one, like the camera doesn't move. It's just a one shot kind of like thing, know? And he gets in the car and they're talking, right? And they're talking about what happened. And he's telling how he was into the Dorothy thing. He's like, how does that make me a fag? And then the Vince Vaughn goes, I know, baby, you're money. Don't worry about it. And then he goes, he's like, those girls thought you were money, blah, blah, blah. And then the Favreau guy's like, man, you're a really good friend,
These girls thought you were money. I like how much he says money.
Oh, all the time. And he goes, man, you took yourself out the game, blah, blah, blah. And then the guy goes, oh, she didn't like me. And Favreau goes, she didn't like me, all these things. He goes, stop. Baby, you're so money, you don't even know it. One of the most, I got to say, because that's the classic line. That's one of the most biggest lines from the movies. Baby, you're so money, you don't even know it. All right. Because he is. He's just, and also, I've always loved that line. Baby, you're so money. Because that's how I feel about you. You're money, bro. You don't even know it sometimes. You're so fucking money. And he goes, he's telling him how, he goes, remember when she first broke up with you, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's like, you're just letting your self-esteem get low because she's with someone else. When she first broke up, you didn't leave your place for a week. And he's like, now look at you. You got a part in a movie. And he's like, I got a day in the movie. He's like, whatever, Mike, it's work. You got to get out of your head, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he was like, because what does she do? He's like, oh, she sells scrap metal. He's like, yeah, and what about the guy she's with? He's like, I heard he drives a carriage around New York. He's like, you're worried about some fucking lawn jockey? You know what I mean? He's like, come on, baby, your money. You know, and he's like, all right. You're better off without. He's like, all right, shut up. Okay, I'll try. Just take me home. I want to get to LA. He's like, all right. And then they take off. And I love how they take off and the camera never moved. Like, even though it's right on them. Yeah. So the camera shot, it's right on their faces. But when they drive off, it's just a beautiful shot. It turns into just a beautiful shot. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, great. Just stuff that's like camera work. Just great camera work.
So, we don't talk about camera work a lot.
I feel like we do on this.
Actually, we do.
I feel like on this podcast, I feel like we talk about camera work more than anything else.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty. I'm curious to see these shots now. Like now, that's what I want to just see how it looks.
Well, tight movie, very tight. So, he is playing. Cut to they're playing. Favreau's playing golf with the Office Space dude. All right, next scene, and he's asking whether or not the Office Space dude is asking whether or not he should take this gig. And he's like, oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. He's like, it's a step back in my career. I was just doing Shakespeare on Broadway, whatever. And he's like, now it's just they want me to play Goofy at Disney.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like the Goofy thing. You know, which, you've been to Disney, right?
Yeah.
But it's a job.
It is money.
It's money. If you're not doing nothing else, it's money. So he's going off. He's like, oh, why does it have to be Goofy? Any other character? And he's like, and the Favreau goes, you're tall. He's like, and my parents don't know I got that pilot yet. And then Favreau's like, are you sure? It's been a month. He's like, I don't want to call. I don't want to call and be like, hey, I didn't get the pilot, and now I'm Goofy. Send more money. And then they keep playing golf, right? And then the Rob guy, the Office Space guy goes, hey, the Favreau guy goes to Rob. He goes, hey, you notice I didn't mention her at all today? And then Rob goes like, yeah, I didn't want to say anything. And then Favreau's like, why? He's like, it's kind of like when your pitcher's throwing a no-hitter. You know, you just don't go talk to him in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, what, you mean you didn't want to jinx it? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. And they laugh, right? So they keep playing and they're talking, and he invites them to come out on the town with us that night. And they're like, oh, come hit the town with us. We're going to go out. And then they start counting their strokes, and then they're both like 8 and 8. They're both like really bad at golf. And then they turn around, the people behind them are like, let's go. They're like so pissed at him. They're like, sorry. And then they keep going, right? So you hear video game music.
Let someone play through. Sorry, I don't like it when people are rude.
Yeah, just play through.
Just let them play through. Yeah, you could have your conversation. It's like it's so easy. You just let the people who care that much play through, and then you just have fun.
And then you just have fun. You just let them go. And you just have fun. Clearly, like obviously. God. Anyway, so you hear video game music playing, right?
Right.
Like old school, kind of like Sega kind of stuff. And then you hear a guy cussing. And then you see they're playing an old school Sega hockey game, which I used to play all the time. It was a great game. I forgot what it was called. I think it was NHL something. You know what I mean? And then you see another actor like wearing, I forgot, you don't know this guy, but he's wearing like a Kings jersey, like a Gretzky jersey, all right? And Vince is playing him, and Favreau's watching, and they're all talking shit, mad shit. And Vince is running up the score, and he's just talking trash. And it's pretty much like the breakup scene. It's real, like he's just talking mad shit. You know what I mean? Talking about, when I leave here, are you gonna practice? You gotta practice when I'm not around. like saying crazy funny shit, right?
That's funny.
And then he's like making him watch the instant replay. He's like, I don't want to watch the instant replay. He's like, well, why would they put it on the game if they didn't want us to watch it?
That's really funny.
Like, which is a great line, bro. Why would they put his replay on it if they don't want us to use it? So they're talking, he's talking more shit, and then they get food from Pink Dot.
Oh, wow.
All the references to this are nuts. So they get food from Pink Dot, and they talk about they're talking about how they can't fight on this game, how you can fight on last year's version, but you can't fight on this one, but on this year's version, you can make someone's head bleed. And then Favreau's like, whoa, make someone's head bleed. I want to see it. And Vince is like, all right, I'm going to do it to Gretzky because he's wearing a jersey. He's like, yo, don't make my player's head bleed. This is like a fucking playoff game. Don't do that. And so he's like, hey, pause the game. The food's here. And he's like, I don't want to pause the game. He's like, pause the game. The food's here. And Vince's like, I don't want to pause the game. He's like, pause the game, man. It's fucking quit being an asshole. So he pauses the game, right? And then the Sioux guy is giving Favreau money for the food so he can go get the food, the Pink Dot food.
Right.
And while he's doing this, Vince unpauses it and then cracks Wayne Gretzky's head to make it bleed. And he's like, hey, look, Mikey, look, I made his head bleed, look. And he's like, you fucking asshole. And then they start fighting, bro. Literally fighting.
Nice.
Like, really fighting.
Nice.
And Vince throws him on the ground easy and gets on top of him and then starts kind of making him slap himself, you know? And he's like, oh, you want to kiss me, huh? He's like, get off me, bro. And then right then the pink dot guy answers. What?
I wonder how famous Wayne Gretzky was during this time. Like
Probably the most famous.
I mean, because this is around the same time as Jordan, too. So right, like I just like, because he was so dominant at his sport that I wonder, like, to live it, how, like, the regular person, how often do they come across Wayne Gretzky?
I think he was pretty famous.
I'm pretty sure he was
Michael
pretty famous.
Jordan face famous.
Yeah.
He was name famous. Like, I think Wayne Gretzky can walk. Like, Michael Jordan can't walk around. His face is too famous.
Yeah.
I think Wayne Gretzky can walk around.
I think so too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he's
so.
famous like that.
I can't picture his
but
face.
His name is just as famous.
It's iconic.
It's just as iconic as
Yeah.
anyone else's name. I would put him on probably like that tier of fame, which is probably pretty nice. So you can fucking at least go to restaurants.
Yeah, you can walk
You get
around.
bothered, but not like you get bothered. You're Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
You ain't getting bothered like Michael Jordan can't do shit.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad we figured that out.
Yeah.
All right.
The 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wayne Gretzky didn't do a Space Jam. You know,
That'd be really
which he
funny.
should have.
Yeah.
He's fucking stretching his arm out.
Yeah, to knock the puck in.
Fuck. Oh, so the pink dot guy answers, right? And then they start messing with the pink dot guy. Because he's like an Indian dude. And they go like, Mikey, is he cute? Mikey, is he cute? Have him come in, but have him take his shoes off if he comes in. But tell him to come in, but take his shoes off, Mikey. And then the fabric guy's just looking at him. The pink dot guy's like, what the fuck is going on inside? He's like, is he cute? Mikey, how cute is he? And then he's like, man, you guys are so fucking embarrassing. He closes the door. And then they start eating, right? And then they go, what time is the party? The fabric goes, what time is the party? And then the guy goes, Vince goes, 8. So, all right, what time are we showing up? And then they both look at each other, midnight. And they go, okay. So now the Office Space guy and Favreau are leaving. They're going to a bar, right?
Yeah.
And he's telling him, he's like, what time's the party? And Favreau goes, oh, the party's at 8. He's like, well, it's 10 o'clock. Where are we going? And he's like, oh, we're going to a bar before we go to the party. He's like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they go to this like crazy cool LA bar, like in like a nowhere kind of place, and it's packed, and they're getting drinks, and they're talking about how hot LA women are and all this shit. And then Mikey sees it, which is very true, sees this black guy that he knows, right? And they're like, oh, we did a pilot together. He's telling right, like, oh, we did a pilot together that didn't get picked up, blah blah blah. And then he says how, like, you know, he asks him if the black guy, if he told his parents yet, and the black guy's like, hell no, you know, I don't tell my parents shit, man. I just, you know, hope they, you know, he's like, they keep on asking, and you eventually think like, man, it's been 2 years. Obviously I didn't get it. The show's out, you know, but they don't know, you know, so they kind of laugh. And then they tell the black guy, hey, we're about to go to this dope ass party in the hills. You want to roll with us? It's gonna be a lot of beautiful babies there. And the guy's like, yeah, man, shit, this party's dead anyway. So they leave, right? So they hear dope ass like old school funky music playing, like like that kind of shit playing.
Yeah.
And they're at a round table, all the guys now, all of them, Favreau, the black guy, you know, the Office Space dude, the Sue dude, the dude with the Gretzky jersey, like, you know, everybody's at this round table, and they're talking about, which I love this scene, it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, talking about best directors and best shots.
Oh wow.
All right.
Oh wow.
And while that
Shots on
music's
shots
playing,
on shots today.
and it's like this kind of like that 70s show vibe where it's going face to face, like of them each one talking individually.
Yeah.
And then they're talking about how best shot of all time, Goodfellas kitchen shot. That was the money. You know what I mean? You know, they're talking about how it was done in the Copa in New York, and apparently it took 4 days to light for that shot. They're just talking about it, like, you know what I mean? Even though it's within a movie, like, so it's really cool inside baseball shit.
Yeah.
So and then talking about how it took 4 days to light. And then the one guy is like, oh, but what about the opening shot in Reservoir Dogs? Now that was the money too. And they all kind of laugh. And I was like, man, fuck that shot. You know, they go, Tarantino bites everything from Scorsese. He's always stealing. And then one guy goes, man, what's the big deal? Everybody steals from everybody. And then one guy goes, hey, yo, we got to leave for that party. And then the next shot is literally the Reservoir Dogs shot. That's why I love this, because it's like, it happens so fast. Like, man, everybody steals from everybody. Yo, we got to go. And then the one from the front, you know what I mean? Like the exact shot.
That's really funny.
Great, you know what I'm saying?
That's really funny.
So then it cuts from that shot to a dope shot of them getting all in their, like, their individual cars at the same time, which is really cool. And then they're all like closing their doors in slow-mo one at a time. And then it's like great shots of them driving up the hill. They're all in individual cars, by the way. Very inconvenient. Every time I see the movie, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Two cars.
That's funny.
Clearly, right?
That's
2
funny.
cars.
Oh,
5
man.
of you. 2 cars.
Also, a world without Uber. Good God.
You're gonna take 5 up the hill, and they're going up the hills for the party.
Yeah, so there's
where are they park? And then they all park. They all find parking. Bro. Like, whereas, like, nigga, that does not happen. This is the only unbelievable. Everything in the movie is so believable, and then it's like, yo, what's up with this Marvel Avengers fucking bullshit plot line you threw at them? threw in this. Get the fuck out of here, dog. They found 6 cars in the hills?
Yeah.
Fuck out of
To
there.
a party where everyone else is taking their cars?
Come on!
Yeah, and you're already 3-4 hours late?
They park right outside, bro.
LA is a stupid place.
It's the dumbest. Also, they wouldn't have mentioned that it took them an hour and a half to get there, even though it's 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
So
5 miles? Oh, better pack for a day.
better bring an overnight bag.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta go to Santa Monica. Better get a stick with a bag at the end of it, and trek.
And fucking canned goods.
Yeah, non-perishables. That's what I mean.
So they walk into the party, right? Slow motion. The music's still playing. They come in, party's full swing, jumping. Everybody kind of stops and looks at them, and then goes back to their own shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then right then the music kind of changes from the funky music to like the vibe of the party, like And it's funny because they're talking about who threw the party, asking each other who threw the party, and then you find out none of them even know who threw the party or how they even got there, really.
Yeah.
Like all of them are like, I don't know whose party this is. You know whose party this is? I don't know whose party this is. And they're all just in this random party, right? So, which reminds me of that night you and Trey did that. Remember you and Trey said y'all walked up the hills and y'all went to a party like that.
Oh, yeah, we did. We did.
Y'all did this. This is exactly what
Yeah. I threw my backpack in the bushes.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, I can't walk in here with my stuff from work, so I just threw it into the bushes outside.
And you guys walked around a party.
Yeah. It was great. Crazy house.
I bet.
Yeah,
In the
only
hills?
minorities there. So I think that's why no one said anything to us. They're like, oh, this makes us look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some cool browns in here. And stuff
wearing
like that.
Comedy Store shirt.
I had a jacket on.
Oh, I thought you had your Comedy Store shirt on.
Underneath the jacket.
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah, I was just coming off work, man.
So they go in and but when I saw that, it just reminded me of that.
That's fine.
Vince asks him, so they go in, the music changes at the vibe, right? And then the Office Space friend asks Favreau about the one guy, the Gretzky jersey guy, like with Vince Vaughn. And he tells him, like, oh, man, that guy's fucking crazy. He's a crazy-ass dude. One time I saw him get in a fight, and he almost fucking killed this guy. But he's a great guy, though. Right? And this guy's like, what? Right? So Vince is asking that guy, the Sue guy, that's his name. He's like, hey, is that girl looking at me yet? It's a hot girl across the party. He's like, no. All right, what about now? No. All right, what about now? She's looking at me? Bro, she's talking to somebody. She's not looking at you. All right, what about now? No, bro, stop asking me. Oh, wait, damn, she looked at you. He's like, I knew it, baby. I knew it. See what I'm talking about? And then right then it cuts back to Favreau, and some guy walks up to him, and he's like, yo, and they start talking, blah, 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 blah. And then he walks off, and then the guy's like, hey, did you know that guy? And he goes, I had no idea who that guy was. Very LA. Maybe like if you're in LA, you're like, oh man, I have had a million of those conversations.
When people hug you and you're like,
yo, what up, baby? And,
are you?
But you don't break.
Yeah, we don't break.
And the guy goes, hey, I'm gonna call you. We're gonna work on that thing. He's like, hell yeah, just call me tomorrow.
It
was the full thing.
Never getting a call again.
Dude, I never know that guy. But I've had that happen so many times. So Favreau's like, I'm gonna go talk to this girl, and he's talking to the Office Space dude. And he's like, you gonna be my wingman? He was like, the Rob guy's like, hell yeah. So they go to these two girls leaned up on the wall, and he leans up next to her, and he's about to say something, and the girl just looks at him and goes, what do you drive? And he goes, excuse me? What kind of car do you drive? And he goes, a Cavalier. And then they go, and they just start laughing at him, the other girl. And he goes, it's red. It's a red Cavalier. And then the girl just kind of looks at him again like, what the fuck language are you even speaking, dude?
Yeah, this is a Mercedes only conversation.
Yeah, or BMW at the worst.
This is a BMW pussy.
Yeah,
and
dude. That's the bare minimum.
I know. Yeah, again, very LA.
Oh, all the things in this you get like
so LA.
Yeah. So they laugh, right? And so they walk off, and then they go up to Trent and they ask him how he's doing, and then he says, he's like, oh man, this girl's over there, she's really into me, blah blah blah. And then Mikey goes, what girl? That girl over there with the cigar. He looks at him and points, and he's like, oh, Mikey. He's like, what? And he's like, she knows you're looking at her. He's like, that doesn't matter. He's like, yeah, it does. Now I gotta go in early. He's like, what? No, I don't. What do you mean? He's like, oh, trust me, Mikey, you ruined it, but it's okay. And then he leaves, right? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, don't worry about it. And so right then the Sue guy is like, man, don't worry about it, buddy. How you guys doing tonight? And he's like, oh, we got rejected. He's like, yeah, watch old T-Bone over here and learn. So it shows Vince, and he walks over to the girl, right? And the girl starts talking his ear off like crazy. Just talking about her acting and her past and all this shit. And then slowly you hear, dun-dun, dun-dun. And she keeps talking. And And he's looking like, yeah. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Just that Jaws music. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. And then he gets her number. Dun-dun, 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 and he walks away and he's like smiling. And then he turns and she looks away and then he goes, he rips it and then they all start laughing. Like, oh, right. And then the guy goes, man, how money was that? And then Favreau goes, seems like a real dickhead move to me.
Oh.
Right? And they all look at him like,
that's pretty baller.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, what do you mean? He's like, that seems like an asshole move. Why would you go over there and get that girl's number just to tear it up? He goes, what are you talking about, baby? She didn't see it. He goes, yeah, but what do you mean? That girl gave you her number, blah, blah, blah. He's like, look, man, I can't roll with that girl. She's business class. And then they look over and the girl's all like, and he's like, yeah, right? Like, not my type, right? So right then they go, man, let's go hit this other party. And the black guy goes, yeah, man, this place is dead anyway. And then they leave. Okay? So shots of them going by Cantors and like all this LA shit they're just gonna recognize. And then they go into the Dresden restaurant, right? And it's great shots of them getting amazing parking once again. They all are able to park right next to each other. 6 cars.
Of course.
Doesn't make sense.
Of course.
So they head in, right? And you hear a guy singing Staying Alive. It's an old guy and he's singing it. It's like a Lou version. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive. Everybody. Yo, shout out to Lou at the Comedy Store La Jolla, baby.
Lou Brockman, baby, you're the best.
Comedy Store La Jolla, Vicky Barbalack. Hey, love. Anyway, he's the best. You ever go to Comedy Store La Jolla, you'll see a guy singing before the songs. Sing before the show.
That's
him
spot on
singing, not
impression.
bullshit. That's like
spot on impression.
exactly him. So, oh fuck! Hold on, I gotta find.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Favorite of the matter, give it up for
So they get a table, right?
Yeah.
And then homeboy keeps complaining about being goofy. How he doesn't want to be goofy. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then Trent and Sue notice these 2 hot girls looking at him. And then they go like, oh, it's on, baby. It's definitely on. And they leave. And then Favreau's like, God bless you guys. And they go over, they start talking to these girls. So Favreau goes to the bar. He's trying to get a drink. The bartender doesn't notice him. This girl next to him, this really hot girl next to him, she's like laughing because he can't get the bartender to notice him. And he gets mad. He's like, yeah, laugh at me. Thank you. Like, he gets kind of mad at her. Yeah. And she's like, I'm sorry. And then she gets the attention of the bartender really easy and gets him a drink, right? And then they kind of she asks, like, they kind of laugh and like flirt a little bit. And then she asks, she's like, I think I know you from somewhere. He's like, yeah? He's like, yeah. She's like, I know you from somewhere. Where do you put it? He's like, oh, you ever been to the Ha-Ha Hole on Pico? I host an open mic over there. And she's like, no, that's not it.
Oh.
And she goes, but you're a comedian? He goes, yeah. You know, that's the dream. Hard work, a lot of travel. You know, I got a booking agent, do a lot of shows in Vegas. You know, might buy a car, foreign car. He just starts talking about, like, you know, things are going good. And she goes, oh, I know you. Starbucks. I served you an espresso not too long ago. And he's like, yeah, an espresso. That's my drink. That's definitely it. And she goes, yeah, you asked me for an application, right? And he goes, no. And she goes, yeah, no, I took you to my manager. He goes, no, if that must have been a while ago because I'm doing really well doing a lot of Vegas gigs. She's like, no, it was like definitely 2 weeks ago. And he's like, no. He just starts talking more like an idiot. And she's like, just kind of smile like, okay, you know. And then he goes, thank you. What's your name? She's like, my name's Nikki. He's like, Nikki? Okay, yeah, nice to meet you. And then he leaves, right?
Yeah.
So he goes back to the table and Trent and Sue are like, yo, good job. They're all proud of him. Did you get her number? And he's like, no, I didn't get her number. She fucking hated me. She hated me. And then the Sue guy goes, hey, you're so money and you don't even know it. And then Vince goes, I've been telling him that. I've been telling him how money he is. And he goes, man, don't mess with me, guys. I don't have the mood. I'm not in the mood for this. And they're like, yo, we're not messing with you, baby. You're money. You're money. And then they go, oh. They're great friends, by the way.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then they're telling him how, they're like, yo, you're a big old bear. That's what you are. You're a bear with big teeth and big claws. And that's just a little snow bunny. That's a little snow bunny over there. And you keep coming over here to us, these other bears, and you're like, hey, how do I kill the bunny? How do I kill the bunny? And we're like, you have fangs. You have claws. But you're like, I don't know how to kill the bunny with my fangs and my claws. Just kill the bunny. And he's looking at him like, which he's right. So like, all right, go over there and I want you to get those digits. All right, that's what you're gonna do, Mikey. And when you talk to her, I don't want you to be, this is Trent, I don't want you to be the PG-13 guy. Like, oh, everyone likes him. Is he gonna get the girl? Oh, I hope he does. He's like, no, I need you to be the rated R guy. everyone in the theater, they don't know if they like you yet. They don't know how they feel about you. Be that guy. He's like, okay. Right? So he starts walking over to her. Dun-dun, 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 right? Goes over, they're all watching him, and he starts talking to him. You can't hear what he's saying because it's from the boys' perspective. It's like from them at the table, like watching him. And then you see him talking, and then he gets her number, right? And all the boys are smiling. And then like he pretends like he's about to tear it up, and then he goes, and then they all laugh, right? And then they go, hey, good job, bro, hell yeah. And then they go, see, baby, it's not that hard. And then they go, 818, and he goes, nah, 310. And they go, ooh, nice. 818 till I die. So she goes, how long should I wait to call? And then they're like, he's like, how long should I wait to call? And they all go 2 days. And then Trent's like, everybody does 2 nowadays. I've been doing 3 just because everyone else is doing 2. And then and then one goes, yeah, 3 is cool, but 2 is enough. All you gotta do is wait 2 days to call. And then Favreau goes, how about I wait 3 weeks? How about I wait 3 fucking months and then I never call? You know what I mean? And then they all kind of laugh at him. And then the Trent guy goes, Mikey, I'm just telling you this because you don't want to call too soon and scare her off, you know? And then he goes, well, how long are you guys gonna wait before you call those girls' numbers you got? And they both go, 6 days. Same time, right? So they're leaving the place. They're leaving the Dresden. They're all walking like in a single file line, like slow motion, cool walk, right? And Sue is in the back and he's smoking a cigarette, the Sue character. And then another group of guys walking up and one of the group of guys in their group bumps into him, bumps shoulders. And then Sue goes, hey man, watch where you're going, asshole. And then the guy goes, what you say, bitch? And then Sue turns around and he says, I said, watch where you're going, bitch. And now everybody's looking at each other, and it's even the amount of dudes, and they're all like these lame-ass looking white dudes. They look like white guys who would love reggae music, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's a lame guy.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Those white guys?
Yeah.
You know, and they're all talking shit to Sue. They're like, oh, what's up, faggot boy? What's up, little bitch-ass bitch? Huh? Come on, dude, bust a move, bro. Come on, you little faggot. You know, like saying all that. Come on, bro. Yeah. Come on, dude, what's up? And then Sue's talking shit. What's up, bitches? Fuck y'all. Y'all want to do something? You want to fucking do something? And then the rest of the guys are behind Sue are like, what is happening? Like they're not saying anything. So all their guys are talking, Sue is talking, and then the 4 of them are like,
what?
Yeah. How did this happen? We were just walking out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's going off. Fuck you. And Sue's like, yeah, you want to fuck with me? And he pulls out a gun. He's like, what's up now, bitch? Who's a bitch now? And the other guy's like, whoa. They get all scared and they drive off, and then they talk shit as they're driving off in the car, right?
Yeah. Well, and they found great parking as well. Of
course. Everybody was parked right there. It didn't make any sense. They somehow did not have to rent their car. They were right next to it.
God, we should. God, that's funny. That's funny.
So of course he turns around like all proud, putting his gun back in his waist, and then they're all like, "What the fuck, you asshole! You asshole!" And then Favreau goes, "Didn't you see Boys in the Hood? Now they're gonna come back and one of us are gonna get shot." And then he goes, oh, man, fuck that, man. I kept our rep. And then the black guy with him goes, man, fuck rep. I'm out of here. The black guy leaves, right? And then the Office Space guy goes, yeah, I gotta get up early. And he leaves, right?
Yeah.
And then the Trent goes, fuck you carrying around a gun for, Snoop Dogg. What you doing? He's like, hey, man, you guys don't understand. I grew up in L.A. And Trent goes, Anaheim. Yeah, well, whatever, man. He's like, it's not like New York. And then Favreau goes, I know it's not like New York because out here you can avoid trouble. You don't live in Compton, Sue. Bullets aren't whizzing by your head. In New York, trouble finds you. Doesn't matter where you are. Good point. I've never even been to New York, but that seems
right. That seems right.
Yeah. So you've been, right?
Yeah.
Does that seem like the vibe? Like even in a good neighborhood, it's
that makes
still
sense.
The city.
Absolutely makes sense. Yeah. There's no rules in any city.
Really. Yeah, because there's not that. In LA, you can at least come out to NoHo. You can get Pasadena. You can find a way to get out of the city a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Whereas in New York, I'm assuming it's just city.
It's all city.
Yeah. So, he's like, you live in a good neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. You guys, what the hell's wrong with you? And then they're going off on him. Like, you live in a fucking fantasy world, Sue. And then Sue looks at him, he goes, well, what about you, Mikey? You're whining about a bitch that left you a year ago. And then the Trent guy's like, hey, Sue. And he's like, no. Have you fucked once, Mikey? Have you fucked once in 6 months? Huh? Have you? No, all you done has been a little whiny bitch. That's all you are, is a little whiny bitch. And then Mike turns and he just leaves, right? Favreau just leaves. And then he's like, Trent's like, Mikey, come back. He's like, no, he's a bitch. And then he goes, shut the fuck up. And then the Sue guy's like, no, he's a fuck. And he goes, shut the fuck up. You shut up. I don't even want to look at you right now. And then the Sue guy gets all scared. Because you can tell Vince runs he clearly runs the crew.
Yeah. He's the leader.
Yeah. And so right then Mikey gets home and he's sad as shit. Sad music's playing. He opens his door. You know, he checks his voicemails. He has no messages. He sits in his crappy apartment all alone. He looks at the number he got that night, right? The Nikki number. It's 2:32 a.m. He sits and he ponders for a minute. And then he calls. Gets her voicemail, right? Hi, Nikki. This is Mike. I met you at the Dresden tonight. I had a great time. Just call me tonight or tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then he leaves his number. And then as he's leaving his number, the machine cuts off on the last number. All right? And then he calls back and he's like, hey, Nikki, Mike again. Your machine cut me off. Anyway, sorry I called so late, but, you know, you were there when I left, so I just figured, you know, you probably weren't home yet. Anyway, here's my number. And then right as he's about to say it, cuts off again, right? He's like, God damn it. Calls back. He leaves the number immediately. And then he goes, sorry about being weird and all desperate. You know, I just think we should hang out and see where it goes, you know? Anyway, thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hangs up. He walks away from the machine. Camera doesn't move. I love it. Camera doesn't move the whole shot, but he walks out of the frame.
Yeah.
Comes back in the frame. Calls back. Hey, I just got out of a 6-year relationship, okay? That's why I'm acting so weird. I'm sorry. This is Mike. Hangs up. Walks out of frame.
Cringe.
Comes back.
Cringe.
Nikki, this is Mike. Call me when you get in. I feel like this would be better if we talk over a person. And then right the machine cuts him off again. Fuck. Calls back again. Nikki, this is Mike. This isn't working out. I think you're great, but I just think we should take some time off from each other. It's not you. It's me. Right then she picks up. Mike? Nikki! Oh my God, great. Oh, did you just walk in or were you listening all along? Never call me again. She hangs up.
Yeah.
I guess you were home. Fades out. So Mike gets a call from Trent.
Yeah.
Right? Trent says, hey, man, it's been 2 days. I haven't seen you, blah, blah, blah. I want you to come hang out with us tonight. We're going to be at this place, but we might not be there. Then we're going to be at this place. And if we're not there, we're going to be at this place. And he literally names, I'm not playing, he names 7 places. 7. If we're not there, we're at this place. And if we're not at the swing bar, we're going to be at this place. And if we're not at any of those places, you know, we'll be at the Dresden. Anyway, see you later.
People live that life here, huh?
Oh, dude, that's it. You're an actor. So.
Derek.
What? I love acting.
Derek.
I like acting. It's fun.
Derek.
What? A lot of great actors in this town.
Derek.
Come on.
Oh, you scamp.
So Mikey is depressed. He's just sitting in the dark in his room, in his place, and he's looking through old photos of him and his girl. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just going through crying, depressed.
Jesus.
And he's got a little bit of a beard. And his other friend Rob calls, the Office Space guy. And he goes, hey, man, I'm downstairs. Buzz me in. He doesn't answer. Come on, man. Buzz me in. I know you're fucking up there. Quit playing with me. Just buzz me in. He buzzes him in, right? So he hides all his girlfriend stuff. He puts it away. And he's just sitting on the floor in the dark with a blanket on him. You know what I mean? His friend comes in, and his friend's like, doesn't say anything, just looks at him, starts opening up all the blinds. And Farrell's like, I always love him. Like they're fucking vampires, you know? And so he's like, you eat yet? And he's like, no. And then he throws a piece of salami at him, right? And then he sits in front of him, and then he sits in front of Mike. He looks up, he goes, hey, I'm sorry about what happened at the Dresden, man. And then the Rob guy's like, don't worry about it. I finally got my first LA gun story. So pretty cool.
Been there.
Yeah. Me too. Not LA, but Memphis.
Been there.
Want to talk about? He goes, you want to talk about it? To Rob, Rob goes, you want to talk about it? And then Fabric goes, what's the point? It's like, it's been 2 days. And then it's quiet, and Rob goes, well, it's been 2 days. Call that Nikki girl. And then he looks up at him like even more sad. He goes, never mind. She wasn't your type. And then right then Fabric goes, I'm thinking of moving back east. He goes, no, that's dumb. Why? He's like, I'm not doing anything out here. So what are you talking about? You're doing well. You host that open mic. He goes, big deal.
Fair.
He goes, I don't do shit. And then Rob tells him how he didn't get and then right there he's like, what do you mean you didn't do shit? I don't do shit. I didn't get that goofy role. He goes, what? He goes, yeah. I would have fucking killed for that role. So funny. How LA is this movie, dude?
Yeah, this is crazy.
And so he goes, but forget all that. Don't worry about me. He's like, your money, Mike. You got to know that. He's like, I came out here for you because you said you were doing so well. And you made it sound so good. And I was like, I want to do it too. He's living his dream. And then he goes, yeah, well, if that's the case, why won't she call me? He's like, because you left New York, man. You left. She had to move on with her life, and you got to move on too. The future is beautiful, and it's here. I mean, look out the window. It's sunny every day in this fucking city, you know? And then he gives him this big old speech about how he's going to get over it, right? And then Mikey looks up and he goes, well, how did you get over it when it happened to you? He goes, What do you mean? It still hurts, you know? Because one day you wake up and it hurts less, and then one day you wake up and it doesn't hurt at all. And Mikey's like, yeah. He's like, and then one day it's weird, but you miss the pain. He goes, you miss the pain? He goes, yeah, man, it's crazy, but it's the same reason you miss her. You know, you live with it so long. And he gets all sad. And then Mikey gets up and he kind of hugs his friend. He's like, let's go get some food, man. So the next scene, Mikey goes to Trent's house, right? And he hears everyone inside and they're all playing video games. And he looks in and it's all the guys that he pulled a gun on. They're all hanging out now. So it's all both crews, huge. They're all playing the NHL game. Everybody's talking shit. You know what I mean?
That's pretty funny.
And then he's like, yo, what are they doing here? And then Sue is talking to Sue, and Sue's like, oh man, Trent, he saw those guys at a fucking chicken and waffle place, and you know him, he's such a good talker, and he smoothed it all over and invited them over for fucking pizzas and beers and blah blah blah.
Wow, what a great time.
Vince Vaughn, man, he's
What
such
a great time.
like Vince Vaughn's like he's just keeping the party going. You know what I mean?
Have a pizza with the guys you pulled a gun on
The night before.
Can you imagine? Did you see that picture?
Well, 2 nights before.
Did you see that picture on Instagram that Joey Diaz just posted?
What?
It's a picture of him.
Oh, with the guy he fucking mugged. I didn't see.
Mugged. He kidnapped.
Kidnapped him?
He kidnapped the guy. The guy ended up coming to his show.
How many years later? 23 or 32?
Something 30. I think like 32 years later.
Yeah, it would take
Wow.
me about that much time to get over it too.
Wow.
It might take me 30 years to get over you kidnapping me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He kidnapped you, and then you kidnapped him, and then he paid for a ticket. Like it's like
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he might tell that story on This Is Not Happening. If not, check out his This Is Not Happenings on YouTube. Joey Diaz, they're amazing.
Yeah.
But look for that. I believe that one is one of the stories because he's got like 6 or 7, and they're all amazing. But it's worth the watch for sure. We've seen him live, so we've heard it a million times. But if you haven't seen it, go to YouTube. This Is Not Happening. Joey Coco Diaz. Find the video, and all the videos are going to be great. So have fun finding it.
enjoy that rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy that, right? Have fun. It's great. So, he's telling them how you smooth it over, blah, blah, blah. They're all having fun. And then Sue apologizes for the big fight the night before. They hug it out, and then right then Trent goes, hey, Mikey, call that Nikki girl. It's been 2 days. And then he just puts his head down, right? And then so it shows them they're on the town, right? And they're leaving one spot, and then they're heading into this other like swing. It's like a swing bar kind of place. And like for swingers.
Right. Okay.
So they walk past the line. So you know what I mean by swingers, right?
Yes.
Swing dancing.
Yes.
Okay. So they walk past the line, right? Mm-hmm. And then she's like, hey, we got to wait in line, blah, blah, blah. And Trent's like, man, we ain't waiting in that shit. And then they go through the back, and it's literally the shot from Goodfellas. Verbatim. Great callback.
Verbatim is a funny way to say it.
Say a shot.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I guess you're right. It's a verbatim shot.
It is. They do it verbatim.
Okay. All right.
So they're going through the kitchen, and Trent's saying what's up, just like the movie. He's saying what's up to the kitchen staff, and he knows everybody, and everybody's saying what's up to him. And he's going through all the different cool corridors. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, that must have been so cool for that director.
Yeah.
Because like, you're not stealing because you already mentioned it.
The whole point is that you're stealing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then how fun is it to recreate those shots? I'm sure it was so much fun.
Those are iconic shots. Those are great shots.
Yeah, especially that kitchen shot. That whole long one shot through the kitchen, that's a cool shot forever, dude.
Yeah.
And they nail it. It's really cool in this, right? So they go through the kitchen, and then it goes they all the way through the swing bar, and everybody's swing dancing, and they have a table reserved for them, just like in Goodfellas, and then they sit down, right? So it's just them 3.
Right. So
they sit down, and they're hanging out, and Trent's smoking a cigar, and they're watching this live band, and they're watching everybody dance, and it's just great shots of this shit, right? Just such a cool movie. And then has that very simple. Everything was so simple, but it's just classic. Everything feels timeless. So the swing music's going, and shots of the boys, and they're laughing and drinking, and the night's going on, right? And so it's clearly later in the night. There's more drinks on the table, and Sue has a girl with him. Then it cuts to a little later in the night. There's more drinks on the table. Trent has a girl. Later in the night, more drinks on the table. The table's full of drinks. They're kind of really drunk. Favreau's chilling with this other girl. He gets up and goes to the bar. He goes and he sits at the bar. He notices a beautiful girl across the bar. The girl's a young, beautiful Heather Graham.
Yeah.
She is
I remember Heather Graham.
Gorgeous.
Heather Graham.
Still hot. I mean, she's still hot right now. She's hot as fuck right now. But in this, 1996, you can imagine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, looking good. They notice each other. They eyeball flirt, right? He walks over.
Wow, that's who she does. She does that a lot in movies and in Scrubs. She's the hot girl that gets guys out of ruts.
Oh, yeah.
She did a Hangover.
Hangover.
Yeah.
You know what me and Sam were talking about? Because there's something about how beautiful it's her eyes are really, because her face is like model, just beautiful, Victoria's, just perfect face.
But her eyes are soft.
Her eyes are soft. And they
Very
make
soft.
you feel like a person you know and you want to hug.
Yeah.
She's hot, man.
Yeah.
So he walks over and he's like, excuse me, and they stand quietly for a second. He's kind of looking at her. He's like, I'm Mike. And then she's like, hi, I'm Lorraine. And he goes, oh, like the quiche? And she goes, wow, original joke. And he goes, I like quiche. And she goes, I thought real men didn't like quiche. And she goes, what, you're not a real man? And he kind of smiles. And then it cuts back to Trent and his boy. And then they notice and they're like, oh shit. And then they keep doing shots, right? But they're watching. So she tells him how she wants to be in movies and blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, so I just moved. He was like, wow, just like that? And then she was like, yeah, but it was hard. He's like, why? She's like, I left someone really special behind. And he was like, really? She's like, yeah, I thought I was going to die. And then they bond over how hard it was to leave somebody behind. And he had to do the same thing. And then she keeps talking about it, right? So they keep flirting and flirting and flirting. And then she says, what if I asked you to dance? And then he goes, I might if I wanted to. She goes, what, you don't want to? He's like, I mean, sure. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like dancing. And she gets up. She goes, dance with me. And he goes, okay. And then he gets up, right?
Yeah.
And bro, she is so fucking hot. And then he gets up real slow. And then Trent, it cuts back to Trent and the boy, and they're like, oh, it's on. It is on. They're like just yelling, right? They're so happy for him. So they walk out to the dance floor, right? And they just start slow dancing. And the song ends, and then it just goes for a second, and then he dips her, and then they smile. And then the next song kicks in. Go, daddy, go. Go, daddy, go. And then everybody around them is like full amazing swing dancing, right? And then he tries to walk away, and then she grabs him and looks at him. And he's like, like nervous as fuck. And then, go, daddy, go. And then she's like, come on, right? And then she's so beautiful. And then he like starts real slow, like, and then he's like all kind of nervous, and he's looking around, and then she's like kind of happy that he's doing it, right? And then he starts going a little faster, and she starts going with him, and she sounds smart, and then he starts going faster and faster, and then she's like, okay, and then he starts, and it's like it's really Jon Favreau, and
damn.
he's murdering it.
Jesus.
And she's like, whoa, go, daddy, go,
Yeah.
and he's just fucking, and then Trent and the other dude are like.
Yeah. Whoa. That's a skill that you have.
Oh, talk about you finna get some pussy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you finna get some pussy.
Yeah.
You were gonna get some pussy on the fact that you stayed on the dance floor to try. You were already she was like, oh, he's trying.
Right.
Then you go from trying to, oh, I gotta keep up. That's such just the mind fuck you did to that person.
Yeah. That's a lot.
So he's killing it, right? And so it ends. She's so impressed. It's an unbelievable scene. I love this scene in this movie just because it comes out of nowhere, and that's why it's called Swingers. And I love that the whole movie's based on this one scene, and it's like, oh, that's so cool, because this movie's just like about nothing, kind of. I love that, and so
yeah.
It's great.
It's just about them,
and that's why it's a cult classic. It's like,
Yeah.
because you can just watch it over and over, and so they're staring into each other's eyes like crazy, and she's kind of rubbing all over him. And Vince is watching, and he's just like trying to hold back tears. He's so happy, So he walks her to her car, right? And he's saying how he had a great time and they should do it again. She's like, yeah, we should. I'll be around. He's like, that's not good enough. He's like, I want to make plans. I got to see you again. And she's like, yeah, okay. And so he gives her card. She goes, oh my God, you're a comedian? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, can I come see you? He goes, when I get a real gig, you can come see me. And she goes, oh, not going so well, huh? And then he cracks like a joke, and then she smiles, right? And then she says how she likes his card because he has like a duck reference on the card.
Right.
And then she says the reference, how she gets it. He goes, no one ever gets that reference. He says, I give it to club owners all the time. They think I'm a big Donald Duck comic or something. And she goes, no, those fucking idiots. And then she says exactly what the reference is. And then he like falls in love with her. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then she goes, well, I should get home. It's late. And then she goes, which car is yours? You want me to drive you to it? He's like, no, my car's right over there. She goes, oh, which one? He's like, the red piece of shit right over there. She goes, fits you. And he goes, well, yeah, why don't you get the hell out of here? And she's like, oh, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she like smiles, and then she drives off. She's got a sweet ass ride, right? And she drives off, and he watches. So it cuts to them, and now they're at a diner, Trent and Sue. And Trent and Sue are yelling. They are so shit-faced, it's crazy. They're just like, whoa, where you were fucking doing the dancing, bro? You know what I mean? They're just crazy. And then the waitress is coming over. They're being really kind of rude to the waitress, and the waitress is ignoring them.
Right.
And then Trent's like, where'd you learn all that shit, man? He's like, shh, just shit. He's like, okay, but where'd you learn the whirly-twirly shit, bro? You were whirly and twirly, bro. And he's like, look, me and my ex, we took a ballroom class, but so I had to learn with her. But he's like, that Lorraine, she was good. And he's like, yeah, man, you had the vibes with her going, man. Those were the vibes. And then he's telling him, like, you need to wait 3 days before you call her and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, hey, I got this one under control. And then Trent goes, well, my baby boy's all grown up. And then he goes, everybody. And he starts getting everybody in the place. And he stands up on the table. And then he's like, man, why do you always have to embarrass me like this? He goes, no, because you're grown up. I got to embarrass you because you're grown up. You're grown up and you're grown up. And then he looks over and he goes, oh, I got to leave? Like, you don't hear anyone saying, he goes, oh, I got to leave? Fine. I wouldn't eat in this place anyway. I would never eat in this fucking filthy establishment. I'm leaving. And then he leaves into the scene. And that's just how it is. You don't even know who he was talking to. So he gets home late.
Okay.
What?
When you said that's how it ends, like, that's how the movie ends? That's hilarious.
No.
Okay.
So he gets home late.
Yeah.
Happy music's playing, right? He's all happy. He cuts the lights on, stares at his phone, stares at Lorraine's number. It's 2:43 a.m.
Don't back away.
He stands by the machine, and he picks it up, and then he puts the card on the machine, and he walks away. Okay. Next morning, he wakes up. His alarm's going off. It's 1 p.m. How LA is that?
That's also, how comic is that too?
Oh, come on. LA, it's comic. It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just like waking up at 1. With your alarm's going off at 1.
Yeah.
So he looks at the number and he thinks about it, right? He's like, he's going to call. And then he doesn't. And he walks to the calendar and he puts a big red X on like a day. And then he pins the number to another day, like 2 more days till I call her. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's counting down. And then right then his phone gets a call. Hello? Michael? Michelle? Hey, it's been a while. He goes, yeah, it's 6 months. It's his ex. I like how they don't say. You just find out just from the 6 month line.
Yeah.
And then she goes, how you doing? He goes, fine, I guess. How are you? She goes, I'm good. I think about things. Yeah, what kind of things? Us. I thought you met someone else. That doesn't matter. I think about you every day. I miss you, Mike. Then why don't you call? She's like, I couldn't. Do you know how hard it is not to call you? Every time that goddamn commercial comes on, he goes, oh, the Michelin commercial? She goes, yeah, the Michelin commercial. He's like, the one with the tires. She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, last night it came on and I cried right in front of Pierre. He goes, that's his name? Pierre? What is he, French? And she goes, no, he isn't. He's just his headache in his own way. He goes, what? What do you mean? He goes, I don't want to talk about him. She goes, I heard you might move back to Queens. And he goes, well, and then right then he gets another call. He goes, hold on a second. And he goes, hello? And she goes, hey, Mike, it's Lorraine. He goes, oh, Lorraine. He goes, oh my God, can you hold on one second? She goes, oh, I'm sorry, you're on the other line. I can hang up. He goes, no, don't hang up. Don't hang up. She's like, no, seriously. I probably shouldn't have called. I'll hang up. He's like, no, you do not hang up, Lorraine. I want to talk to you. Hold on. So he puts her on hold, right? He goes, hello? And she goes, hey, Mike, I heard you. So is it happening? I heard you're moving back to New York. He goes, that's not happening yet. Can I call you back? And she's like, no, I'm going out of town for a week. This is the only time I can talk. She's like, can you talk to me for just 5 minutes, please? I miss you. And he goes, I know, I got someone on the other line. It's really important. I really need to catch this call. Really need to take that call. I mean, I want to catch up. He's like, can I call you back when you get back in town next week? Can I call you then? And she goes, okay. He goes, I'm so sorry. Is that okay? Are you sure? You promise it's okay? She goes, yeah, it's okay, I guess. She goes, bye, Mike. He goes, bye. He goes, bye, Michelle. She goes, I love you. He hangs up. Right? And then he goes, hey, Lorraine. And she goes, hey. He goes, hey, I'm sorry. She goes, I'm so sorry about this. He's like, no, don't be sorry. I didn't want you to hang up. She goes, I would have called you back. She goes, it's just, I feel stupid. She goes, I asked my friends when I should call you, and they were telling me I needed to wait 3 days. And then he's like he starts lighting up. And then she goes, anyway, I feel so stupid, but the reason I'm calling is because, and she says this like crazy swing dance kind of reference thing. And she's all like neurotic about it. She's like, I figured you might not like it. And I feel like an idiot even asking you, but I was hoping maybe you'd want to go on a date with me. Maybe you want to go to that if it was okay. And then he's just like his smile's so big. I'm like, this is the exact woman I need in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, cut to Trent. It's him and Trent in a diner. And he goes, Trent's like, so you hung up? On which one? And then he goes, Michelle, your girlfriend? And he goes, ex now. He goes, oh, so now she's your ex. He goes, well, she always was. And then he talks to Trent more about it. And then he goes, wait, so what did she say when you, and he goes, Trent's like, well, what did she say when you called her back? He goes, I didn't. You didn't? Why not, Mike? And he's like, it didn't occur to me. It didn't occur to you. You've been tearing up yourself about this girl for 6 months, and it didn't occur to you to call her back? And he goes, well, and then the forever guy kind of looks at him and just goes like, and he goes, well, Michael, I'll bite. Like, tell me what's going on in your brain, right? And then he goes, listen, man, to be honest, Trent, I didn't understand it either, and I was thinking about it, and then it hit me, like a ton of bricks on the way over here. And he goes like he's about to say something, and then Trent goes, hold on, wait. And then he's like, he's like, I'm about to say something really serious. He goes, wait. I'm getting vibes here, man. I'm getting vibes in a weird way. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, there's a girl over there. She's looking at me like she knows me, like maybe she recognizes me from something. He's like, have you met her? He's like, I don't know. I could have told her I was a goddamn race car driver for all I know. He's like, but she is sending me the vibes. Oh, she wants to play. She's confident. Wow. He's like, what is she doing? And he tries to turn. He's like, no, don't turn. She's playing these like weird peekaboo games. Like she fucking knows me. And then he grabs his napkin. He's like, well, I'll play with you. Peekaboo. Peekaboo, you don't know me, you little nasty girl. You don't know me. And then you see the hot girl and she's like, and and then he's like, you don't know me, you sexy thing. What do you know about me, huh? You be a nasty little girl, huh? You think you know me? And then she gets up like she's coming over. He's like, Mikey, play it cool. He's like, play it cool. She's coming over. But I threw the wild vibes at her. So trust me. She's going to be all into this. Trust me. And then right then she goes to the table and then she grabs her baby across from her and she starts walking by them. And then Trent's like, and then Mikey looks at the baby and he just starts smiling like, and then he looks at him, and then Trent's like, so you called her up, or you didn't you called her or you didn't call her? What you saying? You called her or you didn't call her? Mikey, and Mikey's just like, old school music starts playing, credits roll, swingers.
I love it. I love the ending. I love endings like that.
How great is that ending?
This is a great ending.
He was about to give some real serious speech, ends on a bit.
That's great. That is great. I love it.
How'd you feel about that?
Anything. I feel good. I feel light. I feel like I didn't learn anything.
But did you feel like you saw a good movie?
I did. I feel like I saw a fun movie. That sounded fun.
It's very good.
So now I want to see it.
It's a very good film.
Yes.
I watching it today. I mean, last night I was seeing the movie 100 times, but I was like, God, this movie still holds up. Still great. Still fun. Still funny. Still great. 818 till I die.
Till I die. R.I.P. Brody.
Enjoy it.